My name is Hazem, and today we're going to learn about why you should always hire a professional to do your electrical work, or do it yourself. But I've been seeing a lot of people on Facebook advertise cash jobs, bring in an electrician, blah 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 blah. So as a engineer and a master electrician,
there's a stalled vehicle
I'm
ahead.
going to tell you a few things that you should think about before you hire a random person on Facebook for cash. So first of all, insurance. If you do hire someone off Facebook and they don't have any workers' compensation insurance and they get hurt while working at your house or business, you could be liable to pay that person for their healthcare costs, for their recovery, for their lost wages, or they could go after your insurance, and your insurance would have to pay, and your premiums would go up if you were even covered. Second of all, those people don't have commercial general liability insurance, generally speaking. So if they come to your house and do some work and they burn your house down, or they slip and fall, or they hurt your neighbor, or they burn your neighbor's house down, or they burn your business down, there's no coverage. So you'll have to go to your own insurance for coverage, and your own insurance may or may not cover you depending on the work and the screw up and the situation. And third, if they install some wiring that is faulty and it burns your house down, or it starts a fire, or it burns your business down, and they have no insurance, you may not have coverage under your own insurance policy because you did the work through an unlicensed person. Four, they won't be able to get you a permit. Only a master electrician can pull an electrical permit. So you can pull, in many places, you can pull your own homeowner's permit for basic electrical work, such as adding an outlet, or finishing your basement, or installing a car charger. But the random Facebook guys will not have the ability to pull a permit for your house. And if they don't do a good job and there's no inspection, there's no protection. And if there's no inspection and there's no protection, and something goes wrong, your insurance won't cover it. Or if you got some work done that wasn't originally as per the city requirements, the city could come and fine you, or they could make you rip it out. There's situations, for example, where people have run wiring in a wall and then they've drywalled, and then after they've drywalled, the city says, hey, you didn't call an inspection for your rough-in, and now you have to rip all the drywall off and let the city inspector look at it and then put the drywall back on. So you don't want to do that. The last thing is that people who have gone through the whole training and licensing, they have extensive knowledge of the code, and the code is there to protect you. In Canada, there's a Canadian electrical code, and in the United States, there's a national electrical code. And then individual states and provinces have their own requirements, and then some cities have their own requirements on top of that. And those requirements are there to protect you, the resident or the customer, from electric shocks, from fires, from other hazards, and make sure the work is done properly. So think about, do you know how to size an electrical wire for a circuit? Because you can't use any electrical wire for any circuit. There's rules that decide on the type of wire, the type of insulation, thickness, and that's based on the voltage drop from your panel to the source, to the use of the electricity, and also number of amps that are going on that wire. There's also rules that dictate when a ground fault interrupting circuit is required, when an arc fault interrupting breaker is required. There's rules on how cables can be protected. There's rules on which kind of cables can go in which kind of walls, which cables can go in concrete, which kind of conduit can go in concrete. So there's a whole ton of requirements that the average person doesn't know, and some random guy on Facebook might not know. So, and if that person's not pulling a permit, they're not submitting any plans to the city for review by a safety codes officer. So there's no guarantee that the work is being done in accordance with the building code. And the building code is there to make sure that the final work product is safe. Every rule written in the code came out of a fire or an electric shock or something. It said somebody got hurt somewhere, and then they made a rule and said, look, people got hurt, so this is what we're going to do so that nobody else gets hurt. And like the current National Electric Code, with all the appendices and diagrams, it's over 1,000 pages. So the average person does not have time to read 1,000 pages. And it gets more complicated when you do things like car chargers and swimming pools and all kinds of other items. There's rules for every type of scenario. So if you have any questions, please post a comment. Thank you.